Welcome back to my small engine repair channel. Today's project's on this Husqvarna two-stage snowblower. It's got an 8.5 horsepower Tecumseh engine with a 28-inch cut. And the previous owner said that the belts have broken and he can't find new ones. So let's take a look at this and see if we can't fix it up. Alright guys, so I picked this up for 50 bucks. We'll soon see if it was worth it for me. I mean, there's got to be 50 bucks in parts here at least. I don't sell parts particularly, but there's definitely $50 of value, even if I couldn't get this thing running. The guy says it does run, but the belts had broken on him, and he tried to replace the belts with some I guess aftermarket belts maybe. He said he couldn't find the originals, he said that he burned up the second set of belts pretty quickly. So I'm not sure if it's a belt problem, an installation problem. Maybe there's problems with the actual pulleys there not lining up properly. We'll see when we get into it. He says it does run. I haven't tested it yet. He also said there's a brand new starter on it, so that alone is easily worth 50 bucks. It does have some fuel. It does smell semi-fresh. There is some oil for testing, and the engine does have compression. I did test that out. The chute works. It rotates up, down, left, and right. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take off this belt cover and see what the conditions of the belts are. I don't want to have them jammed up in any of the engine pulleys and have it cause any engine problems. Looks like the guy did a bit of a repair on this belt cover, which actually doesn't look too bad. Probably one of the better sort of jerry-rigged items I've seen. So I'll get this belt cover off and we'll see what's going on underneath there. Okay, so I got the cover off here. I'm just looking at the belts. I mean, the belts themselves are actually not broken, but there's definitely not the OEM belts here. Neither one of them is broken. I'm just looking. I mean, all of the pulleys look like they're lined up here. This back one is definitely it's a cogged belt, which might be true, but it's got like chamfered edges on it, which, well, at least on the one side it's chamfered. So maybe that's what he's talking about, is burning up the belts. So I just wonder if the width of the belt is a little bit too wide for the pulley down here, which is attached to the this would be for your transmission, for the gearing system. Let me see just from the other side here. I mean, it does look a little wider than the width of the pulley down here, and I'm not sure if this is supposed to be like a V-shaped belt, because that's quite a grooved pulley here. But I'm gonna look all of this stuff up here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and get this thing fired up, and we're gonna see what's going on with this belt system, see if we can't figure out what's going on, besides the fact that I believe that they're the wrong belts. Alright, so I'm going to test the electric start as well on this, guys. This electric start also kind of looks like it's aftermarket. Yeah, definitely aftermarket. Anyways, the key's in, choke's on, throttle's up about 3/4 of the way. I'm going to prime it a couple times. It does have a fuel shutoff too, but it was left in the on position. Okay, prime it a couple times. Let's see what we got. Okay, so it's definitely something tearing up this belt. Take a look at all that belt dust, and look at that. It's chewing up this belt pretty good here on the side. So I wonder if it's something underneath that is rubbing and causing this to get chewed up. So I think for this particular issue, what we're going to do is I'm going to flip this up on its lid, and then we're going to take the bottom pan off, and we're going to inspect some stuff from behind, or on the, sorry, from the bottom there. So give me a second to set that up. Alright, so two 1/2-inch bolts here. And then you got two on the side here, which I might need to take the wheels off for. Let's see how if these wheels are stuck on or not. Ah, good. A lot of times you see these wheels get stuck on the shaft. You can see it's all rusty there. Hopefully this one's okay too. Ah, good, good. Somebody's been doing a little maintenance. The guy said it was 20 years old, so he's definitely been doing some maintenance to it. Now these two guys on the side here. And then this guy just flips up here. Okay. Definitely smells like burnt rubber. So what do we got going on here? So first things first, I notice, besides all of the rubber, is there is a lock washer. I don't know where that came from, but that's just sitting in here. Don't know why. Okay. Definitely I see a problem here. Okay, so here is a rod or an arm here that has a brake pad on it. You can see that brake pad. This brake pad is actually supposed to be lined up with this guy down here. And you can see it's definitely not lined up. So this brake pad assembly is either bent really bad. You can see how much it's bent upwards here. Now, I don't think it's supposed to be like that. And right here, you could see the head of a bolt. And I believe either that's come loose and it's allowed this thing to kind of shift upwards, or this thing got bent. And that, look at this, is rubbing hardcore on this guy right here. That's what's causing the problem. So I'm going to dive a little deeper. You can see here, there's the top of that bolt. And this lock washer might go on the bottom here, and it might be missing a nut that caused this whole assembly to be able to be lifted upwards. But I'm going to do a little more investigative work, and we're going to see why this thing is the way it is, because it looks like it's bent pretty badly. All right, so let me show you what I kind of found here. So this arm is definitely bent. I was able to actually just physically push down on it and bend it back down. You can see on that bracket also where it's been kind of worn away. There's a bit of a sharp edge right there, kind of cut out. And that's because it's been rubbing up against the metal part of this pulley. And also that then it's kind of got a really sharp edge, which is then chewing up the belt. You can see, I'll maybe try and show before and after from the same angles, if I can find one. And you can see that there is obviously tons of clearance here now. So this piece should not be rubbing up against this pulley and this belt. So let's flip it back over and see if everything works the way it's supposed to. All right, so let's see what happens. Other thing too, by the way, guys, this is an aftermarket carburetor with an adjustable needle valve, so I'm gonna have to play around with that a little bit because it wasn't running perfectly originally. I took some fuel out. I just want to make sure there's enough. Yeah, should be. Turn the fuel valve on. See what happens. Alright guys, so there you have it. Easy fix on this one. It was going to be $0, but now I'm going to have to replace this belt. I'm sure the belt actually is got plenty left on it, and it could probably be used for a little while, but if I'm going to sell this machine, I'm not going to sell it like that, so I'm going to replace that belt for sure. So anyways guys, hopefully this was helpful for somebody. If you are scraping up belts, it's probably not the belt, it's probably rubbing up against something. If you can't see anything top side, just go to the bottom side there, and hopefully you can figure it out. But anyways guys, thanks for joining me on this one, and if you enjoyed the content, please show me a little love, smash the like button, and if you're not a subscriber already, please do so. It really helps me out on the channel. Till our next one, take care.